And we're
Uh,
live.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Roll for Damage. This is our second session, third session, but second s session. We got everyone
Depends
here
on who
now.
you ask.
We're calling it too.
Yeah, we're calling it two. This is our first session where we finally got everyone together. We've got the full party. Um, uh, and things should get exciting here. Um, We do have a new brunch break that is coming out at noon. So during the 15-minute break, if you want something to watch, if you want something to do, that'll be up for you. Um, and yeah, uh, in case you missed the last session, um, we left off as Juniper and Wave were trying to solve a mystery in regards to a break-in at their local university in which Havoc was accused of breaking in for. Meanwhile, Izukan was out in the wilderness, and Havoc ran into him. They encountered a strange individual in the snow, and have since made their way back to town to discover that Juniper and Wave are delving into something dangerous and are quickly rushing through the city trying to seek them out before they get too hurt. But Wave and Juniper, as you kind of run downstairs into the observatory and look forward towards the exit, you do see this tall figure standing before you. This old, ancient ceremonial armor, red war paint, feathers over the shoulders, a large mask with horns kind of coming off the front of it, and a large set of wings that seem to take up the entire space. They kind of don't really look like real wings. You can hear them like kind of rattle as if there's wooden bits to it, and there's feathers draped throughout it. It looks ceremonial.
Oh no. Uh, you don't suppose they're on our side?
Uh, no, I don't think so, Wave. I think we should get out of here as fast as we can.
You hear stumbling down the stairs as you see Robert kind of holding up Archibald, who's like barely conscious, blood kind of pouring out from the corner of his lip, a big like bruise forming under his eye.
Wonder how that happened. You must have
Oh
taken a
no.
nasty spill down the stairs. Anyways, drinking aside.
She kind of looks over to you, notices Wave holding the spear, Mage Splinter, and Juniper, you're holding the um, triangular device, the artifact. She kind of looks at you and then turns her attention to the two boys, where Archibald kind of looks out. They they attacked us. They have what you want. Take it from them. She just kind of looks at them deadpan. You can see no emotion from behind the mask.
So, there is a window in this room, right?
There is.
Can I pick up Wave and jump through the window
Yeah.
with using Step of the Wind?
Okay. What is your strength score?
It is +1.
+1. How much does Wave weigh?
Let me look at that real quick.
I do have a
147 pounds.
proficiency in athletics. If that.
What I'm saying is taking an entire person and jumping
Yeah,
through
yeah.
a
No.
window with them
Mhm.
is not an easy thing to do. Also, looking at this window, it is a large curved window. So there's you're gonna jumping through it is not gonna do anything.
Can I ram through it?
Give me a moment.
to deliberate. We want to jump out windows, Jacob.
Okay.
We hate
In
windows.
this campaign, we want to jump out windows.
You want to jump out windows.
Something.
Said it last time.
I have
I want to
Cyberfall,
jump
though.
out a window.
There wasn't a window last session for me to jump through, so my bad on that one.
Yeah, okay. She looks to the two boys, and you just simply hear her say, "You have failed me." And Archibald kind of looks, but it's right there. Just take it. We weakened them for you.
Weaken me? That's funny.
She kind of begins walking towards you, wave, but like not looking at you, looking towards the two boys. She kind of brushes up against you. And she walks over. You took what you obviously did not deserve. They obviously deserve it more than you do. But speak one more time. And she picks up Archibald by the neck and holds him up, and starts walking him towards the bookcase where she shoves him against the wall. And I may break your neck, child.
Well, hey now, that's not necessary. He's still my classmate. I don't think there's any need to use lethal force on anyone in this room.
Basically throws him across the room, and he lands on the desk where you can see a bunch of books kind of scatter, which is a good, like, 20 feet she's just launched him.
Yikes.
She kind of turns back to you. Seems you have bested who I'd hoped to be my newest pupils.
If you want these, you can have them if you just let us four go.
Wait, shut the hell up.
I don't think we're in a position to really, like, negotiate here.
We can't just let these things fall into that person's hands.
Listen to your friend, child. You're a fool if you think I'll accept those. See, you are a warrior now. Where is your spirit? Yes, you.
You're not talking about me, right? You're talking about him?
Both of you.
Oh.
If you give up now, you prove yourselves as weak, and the weak do not deserve to live in this world.
So, you won't hurt us if I keep the item?
I didn't say that. See, I am forged by my honor. I will not outright kill you. Not in your weakened state, not when you've proven yourselves of some worth in this world. No, you will have your chance to live. But I'll make you work for it. Or would you rather just die now?
No. I'll choose life. I can I get out of your hair.
Yeah, we can. Yes.
I will give you 1 minute to run. Then I will chase you myself.
Say less.
I think Juniper will say, "Get on my back. Look up."
You begin running forward, and you see the two figures kind of still standing at the door. But I didn't say that they wouldn't try to stop you.
Stinky.
Inky, no.
No.
Jacob, I will use adjust density to make myself twice as light in the event I hopping on Juniper's
Okay.
back. This way, it's only like 73 pounds instead of 147,
Okay.
much more manageable.
Yeah. You kind of lighten yourself, and then you just hear her say, 60, 59,
I,
58. Roll for initiative.
oh god, oh Jesus.
Oh God.
Havoc
Yeah,
and Izukan, you roll as well.
I'm so scared.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Let's see what I get for
Wait,
my
let me
good
push my
friend Izukan.
Token.
Not Izukan't. Izukan.
He's okay.
Let's go!
I saw the 18 pop up, and I thought it
So
Yeah.
sorry.
Right.
was so sad.
4.
I was like immediate.
Is it stuck on that?
What Havoc get?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay,
I was switching this over to the battle map.
gotcha.
Are we trying to fight?
We are not
Yeah,
trying
I
to
don't know if
fight.
it actually rolls or not. Did it roll? Okay, 21 was the actual one.
Yes. By the way, Seth, things look
Kill run. I have
Weird.
1 key point left.
Yeah, they
strange.
probably do.
I got 1 spell slot left.
1 sec.
But I
We
plan
got
on
1
chopping-
chance.
One
One
after two.
Yeah,
chance.
plan
the
on
only
chopping a
person
second
in this
level
group-
magnify gravity so we can go.
Real.
Yeah, no. The only person who's not tapped is Izukan because he's a barbar. Your boy Havoc is. I've got
A
me
little
sword.
tapped.
He's beat.
I got,
Yeah,
I got
everyone's
something
come
else.
out of an encounter. No one is fresh.
No, I don't have much else.
I just like to imagine the conversation over here between Havoc and Izukan of, hey, who are these people? Oh, they're helping you? All right.
Yeah. Havoc and Izukan, you guys are running through the city streets. And you see up ahead towards this observatory, what look to be 3 figures kind of walk inside. You can see like barely the edge of one. It looks to be like some strange like appendages coming off of their back, and then 2 of them are cloaked in shadow, like hoods pulled up, hunched over. But as you are running forward, you kind of see this happening.
Those 100% don't look like good people.
No, they don't.
Okay. Yeah, Havoc will just kind of move towards the scenario. Havoc's the kind of person who just run in the front door.
Okay.
But, you know, just
It's
that's
30 feet to the
That's
front of
30.
it.
I love these sitcom ass coincidence. Havoc and Izukan just happen to be running by.
Oh, it's not perchance.
Yeah,
No, we
We were coming
we
here.
were looking for
We
you
heard
guys.
you were here.
Oh, I
We
forgot.
talked to the fucking guildmaster.
He was
and
like,
he was
"Hey,
like,
this
yeah,
is where they went," and we were like, it's not gonna go good for them."
they're about to
It's
get their
going
shit
fine
mollywopped.
so far.
Looking into
It
this
hasn't
room,
even happened yet.
Also, I need to remember, my actual desktop, I have to keep my mouse in a very specific place so that way everything updates in Streamlabs.
Oh, yeah.
So, just like getting a look of this room.
Mm-hmm.
What does Havoc understand as happening? Like, obviously he sees two people who he thinks, are friends.
Yeah.
In a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
Does it look like Juniper and Wave are started running out yet, or are they still?
No, they're backing away from this large kind of strange-looking figure. They definitely look to be feminine, just based on the way the armor's shaped, and the way their body's shaped. But you can see these two large, kind of ceremonial-looking wings, kind of coming off their back.
Yeah. So, bonus action, Havoc will pull out his bow.
Okay.
Very important. Free action, Havoc is going to yell out at the person with the wings. Hey, bird lady! What's your deal? And then I'll shoot the bottom ghost-looking thing.
Okay.
Just with an arrow. It's a good old 20.
That's gonna hit. Roll for damage.
It's gonna be 5 piercing to fire.
Okay. Your weapon attacks count as magical?
No, they do not.
Okay. You can see the arrow doesn't seem to do much, but the fire does hit and kind of start burning the cloak.
Yeah, I think that's Havoc.
It just kind of turns, looking over its shoulder. Izukan, you're up.
Ooh. Izukan is gonna run forward 30 feet. Bonus action, rage, claws.
Okay. And you can use, as part of your rage, I think you can, move half your movement?
I believe so.
Yeah. Barbarians get that at some level.
Yeah, I think it's early on.
Yeah.
I was trying to find it because I know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, it was one of the added things.
Yeah, it's one of the.
Oh, that's
it's
a
seventh
7th
level.
level. 7. Yeah.
7th level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instinctive pounce.
Yep. I thought it was earlier.
Then. Actually, Izukan won't rage because if he rages now, there's no guarantee. Main action. Izukan is going to. Do it anymore. Yeah. Main action dash.
Okay.
Ends up right next to them. And is going to bonus action rage still.
Okay. Cool. The figure is up. She'll just kind of look at you, and just keep counting. 57, 56, 55, 54.
Are you really gonna count the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Oh my.
Juniper, you're up.
I'm gonna.
And you turn around, and you look and see standing in the doorway a large, terrifying white-scaled dragonborn with hints of blue, and you can see it has 6 eyes and these large claws that are kind of coming out around it and growing in size.
supposed to fight a dragon?
And faintly in the background, Havoc.
Oh wait, I see Havoc's like little tuft of hair just in the background. I'm like, is he with Havoc? Okay. I'm gonna Wave is lighter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick him up. Like, I'm gonna just like crouch down and just get him onto my back.
Okay.
And
I'll say that's probably gonna be. Since you're doing it on your turn, that's probably gonna be your action.
okay. I am going to spend my last key point to Step of the Wind. After I walk forward, with Wave on my back. I'm gonna disengage.
Using Step of the Wind?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Fuck. Hey Jacob, are these windows on the side?
They are.
Are they weaker than the one in the main room? I'm just kidding.
Potentially.
Potentially.
I mean, you
Okay,
can
I'm
fuck
not kidding
around and
anymore.
find out. You
I'm
can
not
fuck
kidding
around and find out.
Can I jump?
You can. Do you want to roll D8 to it?
Yes.
Okay. And are you going for verticality or?
Just horizontal.
Okay. This is a
Long
little
jumping.
higher because it's like basically like above. No, so basically there's a set of shelves above it and then there's a window
Mhm.
below it. So you're just like diving through.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll that D8 and then make an athletics check. I was gonna add that as a
You go
as
in
a count
places.
for that when making your DC. Okay. So 20. That's a 40-foot. I think straight out. But I think going through the window, it definitely takes away a lot of that speed.
Yeah.
So you dive 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll say 20 feet and hit the ground. Make a acrobatics check.
Very good at those.
Okay. You do kind of land in the snow. You are, however, going to take 1 slashing damage.
That's fine.
Diving through the glass and Wave. You take 2 slashing damage.
Okay,
Sorry, bud.
it's all right.
I mean, better than getting jumped by whatever these things are.
How much of my movement did that take? Or am I
I'll
like
say that's your whole movement.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the end then.
Okay. These cloaked creatures are up, and it is going to dive after you through the window. Izukan, you do get an attack of opportunity on the one.
Yeah.
Yay, I get to keep my form. Yeah. Smack. No.
You kind of swing out, but it just jumps through like shadow, and it kind of gracefully rolls and comes up on 2 feet, and you can see it has a bit of a humanoid face, but something of it looks very wrong. And then it begins to like open its mouth and point towards you, and you can see like fire appear in its eyes, and its skin begins to melt away.
Ew.
It is going to swing at you, Juniper, with its claw. That's an 11 to hit.
No.
Second attack is a 17 to hit.
Matches.
Okay. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. You watch as this thing grabs Juniper, like, by the arm, and it siphons off your life force. You take 6 necrotic damage, and your max HP is permanently reduced by that amount. and that's going to be its turn. The other one is going to go and kind of turn at you, Izukan, and you see the similar thing. It's going to make 2 attacks.
Hey, Jacob. Don't
Yeah.
forget, those are at disadvantage.
That's right, because you did damage to it.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's not a 22. That's instead only a 14.
No.
Okay. Second attack. That's a nat 1. So it swings, and as it's kind of swinging, that arrow kind of explodes in its shoulder, messing up its momentum and its attack. And that last one, it just whiffs as well. Wave, you're up.
Wave's just gonna be like looking down at this thing in a bit of a frown. Whirl up some of that arcane energy and cast magnify gravity, 10-foot radius circle. I'm gonna try to get both of these Johns in it because they're 20 feet apart.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna cast that at 2nd level. Let's see, level 2. So a DC 16 strength save or 10 force damage.
Wow. I thought the one was going to succeed because I rolled a 15, but it doesn't have a modifier. So that's going to be a 15 and another natural 1.
Ooh.
Woo!
Not
So
the
they both
6th day.
No, not at all.
Somebody's gonna
Yeah.
take these hits.
And I think their speed is cut in half.
Okay.
Yeah, it's halved.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing's.
Yeah, and that's going to be, what, 3d8?
I think you already rolled the damage.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's already
already rolled the
rolled.
damage.
It's 10,
That's right.
It's 10 force damage.
Of course. That is good damage. And it's just,
Yeah.
you can see just this aura kind of appears around it. And like, like in a heat wave where everything seems like a bit hazy, it's kind of like that, as you can just see like everything around it just seems bizarre. The snow around it just kind of crunches and instantly packs itself down into like that dense snow that's almost like ice in just a singular instant. And this thing is like trying to keep itself up, and you can see pieces of fabric ripping off of its cloak going straight into the ground. Izukan, you look and see the shelf completely crumple. The glass shatters into a powder that had been broken through by a juniper.
I don't suppose that I can treat Juniper's horse and like like if you're in mounted combat you can
No.
use your mount movement. Okay.
45, get a cool 45 feet. Just
I mean, unless Juniper wants to
Yeah.
sacrifice her movement, I guess, for next turn.
Well, the
but
issue
that's
is
weird.
Juniper's already used movement this turn of initiative.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't have any
It
left.
has to be next initiative
Um,
past that decision.
I would allow it though if
Yeah.
Juniper didn't move her next turn.
R-
But
I can do that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say,
I'll sacrifice my movement.
because what I'm thinking is trying to like get Juniper to just run off somewhere, and like I'm hoping that I can kind of like lean myself displaced between the ghastly foe and Juniper in case there's any kind of opportunity attack that occurs.
gotcha. Well, it is Havoc's turn.
Yeah.
Unless you move, or yeah, unless you want to move yourself.
I'll stay here.
Okay, Havoc.
Okay. Havoc's gonna look to Izukan. You good with this one?
We're about to find out.
Okay. And then Havoc is, because he saw I think Havoc saw the other two and were like, oh, they don't look too good. Oh, they jumped through a window. That's never a good sign. And Havoc
I
will
had to
start.
do that earlier, and I wasn't doing good either.
Yeah.
Havoc will run to here. Ooh. Okay. Havoc will then continue to yell out, "You two, get behind me!" And then shoot this one in the face.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Longbow. It's a longbow.
That'll
Okay,
hit.
23.
Yeah.
Uh, 10 piercing. I think that might be max.
Yeah.
Almost max. Almost.
You,
And 2 fire.
knowing that, realizing that these things are not taking as much damage from your bolt, you make sure this one really counts, and you hit it straight in the side of the head. And Juniper and you wave. You watch as this thing goes through the skull, and you can see the corner of the arrow through its eye socket, which is now like this ghostly flame within.
Gnarly.
Yeah, I think that's me.
Oh,
Izukan, you're up.
Get out there, champ.
cool. Just make it a smack. First smack. 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
7 slashing. Wow. 9 damage. Read.
Second attack with the claws. Oh, Damn.
Bound to happen.
yeah.
That's the
You
second
hit-
time.
You hit once, and it digs like deep into its chest, and you're able to rip off a lot of the fabric, and you can see this thing is not really alive. If you weren't able to figure that out already, the second attack you go to swing with your other set of claws, and it quickly just brings up its own clawed hand as well, and grabs your hand and just kind of twists it out of the way. The tall figure kind of stops counting, and it kind of comes to a slow as she looks towards you, Izukan, and kind of cocks her head. Interesting.
I don't like this.
And starts slowly walking forward.
I don't like slowly walking forward.
I don't like walking towards me.
You're up.
Oh god. Okay, I'm nervously eating.
Panic eating. What's going on? Panic snacking. No, I get it.
I already. So I expel.
You have no more key points.
Yes. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to disengage. Wave is still on my back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna disengage from this guy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get behind Havoc. Just like he said.
Okay.
Because
Havoc will
we none of
will,
us
like try and stop you a little bit so that both of you are within 5 feet of him. Just kind of like nudge you to not run away. Yeah, perfect.
Right behind me. Right behind me.
Right behind me.
I think that's all I can do.
Okay.
Is run and disengage.
As it stands here, you watch as it kind of stances up and reels back and just amidst this roar, it is going to cast fear on you guys. I would like you all to make a wisdom saving throw.
Do I have any? Fuck yeah. Doo-doo.
You guys hear this.
We all book it.
You guys are all filled with fear as this thing's eyes seem to just like animate, and you just see this. All of you just see this terrifying image, kind of appear in your head as this thing like transforms into this terrifying beast that's just screaming out at you. You guys are all frightened, so you can't willingly move closer to it. You have to run away from it. It is going to move 5, 10.
Its speed is halved.
Oh, it is halved. 5, 10, 15.
Yeah. Yeah, get
And for simplicity's sake, there is a wall coming across the top here.
Yeah. Okay.
The other one is going to attempt to cast Hold Person on you, Izukan. So I need you to make a Wisdom save.
No.
Oh my gosh. You watch as it calls on this dark magic, and you can feel like ghostly energy twist up your body as you are locked in place. And then it is going to move 20.
That one's speed is also halved because it
Oh,
failed
you're right.
the,
You're right. Shoot. 5, 10, 15. It only moved that far. Kind of like trying to like. It doesn't want to fight you. It wants to fight the rest of them. So it's going to move out in that direction. Wave, you are up. You are frightened.
Wave was already scared.
That's
He
He just has the
Scared again?
Yeah, scared squared. Jacob, I have a quick question. I was looking at the familial grimoire in artifacts. That's Wave's grimoire.
Yes.
So it says when I cast my sapping string, I can opt to add a material component to target 2 things within range rather than
Yes.
just one. What kind of material component would satisfy
The
that?
grimoire is the material component. So basically, you have to
So-
have it out in your hands.
Okay. So if I whip out my grimoire, I can.
Yes, but right now you have to use your action to dash.
I have to use my action to dash. Okay.
I'm holding him.
You are.
Holding his legs.
Wording of the spell. Yes.
Yeah.
The only if it's the spell fear, the only thing you can do, dash, run.
It is the 3rd level spell fear.
So how is that?
Uh,
He has to get off of you.
Yeah, Wave will jump off, and
That'll be half your
Shit.
movement with dismount.
yeah, and then the action take dash. So it's 45 feet of movement.
You can move. You have to move in this general direction away from it.
Yeah. 5, 10, oops, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
All right. Havoc, you're up.
Same thing.
Oh, is there any save repeat at the end of the turn?
If you can't see it. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight on you, the creature can make a wisdom save. I'd say you're. It's a bit behind a bunch of those boxes there.
Okay.
I'll allow you to repeat the save.
Wisdom?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and you succeed as you just barely kind of get around the corner and kind of catch your breath. And Havoc, you're up. You just tell them to get behind you, and then instantly, next thing you know, you're running away.
So I guess in this position, I'm gonna be about 20 feet off the map, 20 feet
okay.
down the street.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta take my action to dash, get as far away as possible.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh my god.
and then with save.
Yep.
Did it go through?
No, I don't see it.
That roll 20 connection.
There
Yeah.
we go.
There we go.
I just have to click
We'll
it
go with
twice.
the first
to
one.
20.
Okay. So you are 20 feet off map.
Yep. I think Havoc kind of goes, ah! Like actual that exact sound
Yeah.
gets down the street and is like, from down the street is like, get behind me again.
Okay. Izukan, you're up. You can repeat the save on hold person. Their DC isn't that high, but I don't know if that's quite enough.
Damn.
No. You try to break free, and as you're moving and trying to escape, you find yourself unable to move. You watch as this figure kind of walks up towards you, Izukan. Kind of grabs you by the chin and almost starts inspecting you. Curious.
Excuse me, ma'am. I already have a wife. Like, no.
She is going
nothing
to-
help with this.
Lean into your ear and cast a spell. I'd like you to make a wisdom save.
Part 2. Let's go.
Surely you've got to succeed one eventually.
Surely.
There we go.
That's good. That's good.
I'm not gonna lie. 19 is the DC.
Nice. I want you to know I only could have succeeded on 18, 19, or 20
Yeah.
then.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was attempting to cast suggestion on you.
Ooh.
Where she leaned in and basically said, I suggest that you follow your friends. And when you've hidden and bunkered down, cry out so I can find you. But you're able to fight it out, fight it off.
Suck my nuts.
And she kind of, as she realizes it doesn't work, she kind of tilts her head. And even though there's no emotion from behind that mask, you can sense that there is a satisfaction that you were able to push away her effects. Juniper, you're up. You're frightened.
I have sneaking suspicions. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But I have a suspicion.
Okay. Juniper,
What
you're
is
up.
the suspicion?
I'm just. I gotta dash. I gotta run. That's gonna be.
There you go.
That's gonna be 90 feet.
She is gone.
30, 35, 40.
Zoom.
So you are 50 feet off screen.
Gee, I think
Dashing
that's so funny.
past.
And it's not.
As she's
it's
running
just
past,
steep-
she hears
steep
Havoc. Get
gravel.
behind me.
Wave just feels like the wind pass by.
I mean, that's 90 feet in 6 seconds, so
You can
yeah.
you can repeat that whiz save.
Oh yes.
Damn, really?
That
50
is-
feet off map?
Yes. 22.
Okay. Yeah, so you're 50 feet off map. Havoc is 20.
She got behind him.
Yeah.
You know, 30 feet, but
She
still.
said, "Okay, Havoc. Now what?"
This one's gonna move up on wave.
No thanks. I'm good. Really, it's fine.
It's gonna make 2 attacks. First one's a 23.
It's
Second one
Macy's a 10.
Okay,
Fine.
second one's a 17, and I need you to make 2 con saves.
Stop. Stop right now.
13, 14.
Those are both successes.
That's good.
So You take.
Let's see if we can eat this.
I rolled really low. That's only
Okay.
9 necrotic damage.
I am very bloodied.
But your life isn't totally drained from you.
Okay.
Wave, you're up.
Wave kind of bloody shaking, looks back at Havoc, a little bit of tears in his eyes. Is the Dragonborn your friend?
Yeah. Havoc is facing away.
Wave will whip out his grimoire and read his familial incantation for sapping sting to target both this guy and the lady that's like
Feeling
Getting
up.
the-
Izukan.
intimate with Izukan.
Cool. Okay.
Um,
So basically, Twin Paradox is a bit weird. So you can
Yeah.
cast it,
you explain how it works.
give yourself a ward, and then once you have
Okay.
the ward of hit points, you
Once-
can sacrifice it to cast it on 2 targets.
So once I create the ward, do I have to, is that like next turn, or can I immediately sacrifice the ward?
That is. I guess you could do it on the same turn.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
I'd allow it.
I'll just that kind of purplish mote falls out. So both the one in front of me and the lady con saves, or they're gonna take 3 necrotic
Oh, the
and
lady?
fall prone. Yeah, the lady and the ghastly fellow in front of me.
The ghastly fellow fails. The lady.
Actually, really good. He falls prone.
She has advantage. Wow. Doing really bad. That's only 11.
Okay, if they both fail, they take 3 necrotic and fall prone.
Okay, she only takes
Mhm.
1. But she falls prone anyhow. And this guy also only takes 1 necrotic. And is prone.
Seth, you think it's a good idea for me to run if the guy's prone now?
He'd have disadvantage on his attack, but also, if you run, you die. He doesn't even need to do an attack. He could just grapple you. He could just grab your ankle, and the other guy will get you.
Yeah, I guess.
It's either can you. I mean, you got a full round of initiative to hope that your buddies can come and help you out. But you're at, what, 3 hit points?
Yeah.
You got 1 more hit you can take. So it's either going to be now or later.
Right. We will just look back at Havoc, still very shaken, a little teared up. I guess we can't just leave him behind then, right? And that'll be Wave's turn.
Oh.
Okay. Havoc, you're up. You're 20 feet off.
Havoc, not yet facing Wave. Free action, he's just gonna drop the bow to the ground and it shatters into flames. As Havoc is just gonna reach out into the air, pull out a greatsword from nothing, but also fire kind of just appears, and he pulls it out of fire. It's cool looking. A little bit. As Havoc is going to be kind of like listen to what Wave just said and be like, yeah. And then, whoop, that's the wrong. I just grabbed my mouse from my desktop to try and move Wave on Streamlabs.
Funny.
Not even Havoc. Okay. Hey, that guy's prone, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
He's
And
about
you
to have a
can get
bad
there.
time. So that's gonna be a great sword swing with advantage.
Yep.
Let's go. 17 it.
That'll hit.
Okay. 9 slashing, 2 fire. But this guy's disadvantage on attack rolls now.
Yeah, as
Even if
you
he
kind of
stands up.
cut down and slice into it, you can see you take basically one of its arms off, and it screams out. It's looking really rough.
Hey, that's the one that fucking held person made. Isn't
Oh,
hold
you're
person
right.
a
It
concentration?
actually needs to make 2 con saves.
Both DC 10.
Yeah,
There's one's for 1 damage, the other is for...
it just fails. So hold person is dropped. And easy
that actually, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
I'm just juicy.
So, guess who's up and running?
Izukan, you're up. You watch as she's kind of looking at you and whispers in her ear, and then all of a sudden you can see her head rip down to the ground. As she's prone before you. Are you attacking her?
Smack. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she tried to cast a spell on me and got real sensual with me. I did not enjoy that.
This is an HR problem now.
Is her voice
yeah,
masked?
I'd like to speak to your manager.
Is her voice masked?
Yeah.
11.
11 misses.
Okay. Let's see.
13.
Misses.
Damn.
As you claw into her, and she kind of puts her arms out, and you can see, like, this armor, it looks old, but it's holding together.
It works. The armor does
Yeah.
its job. Got it. Izukan will then...
Val's giving me a look.
I know what the deal is. I think.
I love the idea if Mal has just, like, hooked onto a conspiracy theory that only exists in her head.
Only in here.
I mean, it is Juniper.
Yeah. Yeah. Movement.
Thinking about it. Taking a quick look at these 2 kids in here. Are they...
One is kind of bloodied on the ground, like their forehead kind of has like a gash in it, and they're picking themselves up. They look a bit nervous. The other one, they've just kind of like, at this point, they're probably backing up the stairwell and have like fled to the upstairs.
Okay. If they're handling themselves. Okay, got it. Izukan seeing everybody else back away for no reason. Izukan doesn't understand why you guys tried to fucking dip. But Izukan gonna take the attack of opportunity and move right here. That is, if she takes the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, she doesn't have any weapons out at the moment.
And she is not prone, so...
It's not true.
With her mask.
Yeah, she doesn't have any weapons out at the moment, so she won't swing out.
Cool.
On her turn, though, she will pick herself up. And she'll kind of look at you, Izukan. And look at you, Wave. I was letting you run. And you watch as she kind of extends her hands out, and you can see feathers turn into like 2 long swords as she kind of twirls them around and is going to rush towards Izukan.
I think our minute's up yet. I don't
The
think
19 to hit.
I think it's been a minute.
That hits.
I don't think it's been a minute yet.
That's going to be 11 slashing.
It
So
hasn't.
5. Okay.
And then 17 necrotic.
Ow!
Juniper, you're up.
Um,
You are 50
I
feet
am
off
50
page.
feet away. I'm gonna have to dash to get back onto the map for
Okay.
that extra 5 feet.
Yeah, dashing gets you right on the map. You have 40 feet of movement left.
Um.
I need to make a constitution save for my adjust density real quick.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, I still have that. I'm still light.
Um.
I think the only thing you see is Havoc just kind of looking at Wave and then to you with just like this look of, why did you come back?
I need to get him out of here. Wave, get over here. I'm gonna.
You could. What I will say is, you could hold the dash action, be 5 feet off screen for Wave to jump on you.
Yeah, I think yeah. Because I really didn't want to waste that dash for just 5 feet of
Yeah.
movement.
So you're
I'll
5 feet
hold
off
my
screen, and Wave, if you jump on her, that will activate the action dash to.
Okay.
Choo choo.
Yeah. The whites are up.
If I make it that far.
Stop! No.
This one is going to stand up, and Havoc is going to swing at you.
He still has disadvantage.
Okay. 11.
Ow.
You got rid of a crit. I'm going to tell you that now.
Whoa!
Wow, that would have been 2 crits.
Whoa!
But that's still 23 to hit.
Less woo. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's a hit.
Make a con save.
Yeah. It's only an 11.
All right, 5 necrotic, and your life is your HP is reduced by that amount.
Truly does not matter. We don't have healing.
This one's going to move in. Wow, even with advantage, that's I rolled a 2 and a 3, so that's a 7. And then 15 for Izukan.
15 to hit Izukan.
Yeah.
That is AC.
Okay. I'd like you to make a con save.
14.
Okay, that does succeed. Your HP isn't permanently reduced, but that's going to be 5 necrotic. And then Wave, you're up.
Wave. We'll look at Juniper. Look at the Dragonborn. Look at Havoc. You got him.
Yeah.
Wave will action disengage, and then jump on Juniper's back.
Okay. Yeah, and then Juniper, your action dash goes off. You run 45 feet. So you guys are 45 feet off screen. I'm just going to drag you down here. Alright. Havoc, you're up.
How bad does this ghost in front of me look?
Really bad.
Like, one good hit would,
Probably 2 hits.
2 hits? Alright. Izukan can't get out. He's not completely blocked.
I mean, are these walls right here?
This appears a wall. I mean, this is a roof, so you're gonna have to climb up it.
Izukan's massive. You could just jump.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my territory. Nobody else in this
bad.
party jumps.
Yeah, we're not allowed to take the jump action. need to get. There really is not a good way of that.
I also don't have enough HP to take another hit whatsoever.
Yeah, because I can't.
What you're seeing on screen is not accurate.
Well, no, I'm just trying to think, like, no matter what, you're gonna have to take a disengage action to get out, which just means, you will die. Unless you have, increased movement speed. Then you were dead. And how's the other white looking?
Still rough. Not as bad though.
Okay. It's the only thing we got. Havoc. Trying to see if I'm thinking, if I should just try and, instead of attacking, try and use like a persuasion roll. See if I can, bullshit my way out of this.
I got a freaking suspicion.
If my suspicions are correct,
Oh my gosh, Mal is going off the crazy train.
Yeah, truly.
I think so.
Insane
I
woman.
think I'm.
I'm actually curious to see what you think.
I'll tell you later.
I've introduced like 0 NPCs. If you have a conspiracy about who you think
It's
this
an
is,
NPC already.
yeah,
That
It's,
should give you a hint, Jacob,
It's her
That should
as
give
professor.
me
to
a
what
hint?
I think. As to
About
what
what you
I
thi-
think the conspiracy.
Oh, okay, okay. Sure.
You've only introduced a set number of characters.
Because it's session 2!
No, I know. That's
I
what I'm saying.
introduced-
It narrows it down for you to think like me.
Oh, okay. I guess. There's so much to the city that I haven't gotten to show you yet. But,
It still has HP.
Out of the characters that I know.
yeah, I can
So-
understand that though.
So I'll go.
Thanks.
Okay. Just offhandedly, Havoc will be like to the lady, "What do you even want?" And smack the ghost.
Okay.
So 25? That's so close to a crit.
That'll
That's
hit.
so sad. I rolled so low in damage.
It's looking really rough. And you slice at it again.
And then Havoc will not move.
Okay. Izukan.
I was really hoping that attack would kill it.
Same, honestly.
Okay. Hmm. Pretty sure. I mean, I'm not. Pretty sure I'm stuck there.
You can move.
Okay.
The corners are still up.
Yeah.
Yep. Main action, disengage,
Mhm.
and then 20 feet off screen.
20 feet off screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're. Gotcha.
Yep.
So you are. All right, Havoc. I mean, not Havoc. Izukan, you disengage and run off. Havoc, you're standing there. The figure kind of looks forward to you. Awfully brave. I respect it.
Havoc truly is just like pointing his sword at all three of these people. Like, I think Havoc is slowly shuffling like a little bit into like kind of being more like just standing in front of this alleyway. Listen, lady, I don't know if it really matters if you respect this. I still don't know your deal.
And you'll continue not knowing. Now run. She's gonna cast command.
Yeah, I think that's a whiz save.
Yep, whiz.
There's a part of me that just says Havoc's gonna willingly fail this, but also I'm gonna roll it anyway. Yeah, it's a 5.
Yeah. Juniper. You've got wave on your back.
I guess I'll wait.
You'll wait.
I mean, wait, how close is the college?
Other side of the other side of town.
How close is the frozen ire?
Not too far.
Okay, I think I'm gonna dash that a ways. I'm gonna yell over my shoulder at Havoc and Izukan as well. I'm heading to the frozen ire. Y'all meet us there whenever you get a chance. Don't worry about it. Just whenever you have the opportunity. And she's just gonna.
Havoc
As fast
truly
as she
just
can.
gives the biggest like, what? Even though he's been commanded to run, of just like, did you just yell where we're meeting up? It just mentally goes through his head.
Havoc.
That's right.
Just as far as like an alternate, if you wanted somewhere else to go, Hoglin's place is not far from here.
That's where me and Wave.
I know. I'm just
No.
Yeah,
Me
yeah.
and Wave are gonna be at the frozen ire, wherever Havoc ends up.
Yeah, but Kagwan can like heal.
Yeah.
Deathlock is up. The two of them are going to kind of move forward. Yeah, they're not going to do anything. They're just kind of wait, looking back at her as she commands you to run. Wave. You're on Juniper's back. 45 feet off. So, these guys are 55 feet away. 55 and 60.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I have no spell slots.
right.
The Sapping Sting is 30 feet.
Mm.
So, Wave's just gonna look at Juniper and give a thumbs up. You got this.
Only damaging cantrip. Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll hold like if any of them like I'll hold because nothing's gonna go wrong if I hold it. Hold a Sapping Sting if for whatever reason any hostile gets within 30 feet of Malarai. I'll hold that. But yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but the image, when you just said hold it, my brain shifted you from being on Juniper's back to Juniper holding you on her front, and you, like, facing over it, like, looking out with, like, your hand out.
Getting
Like he's a
princess
baby.
carried around.
Havoc, you
Uh,
run.
You see Havoc. You didn't need to tell me twice. And he kind of, holding his sword, brings it up to his head in like a motion that would look like he is about to stab himself in his face. But the sword like melts into flame as he just kind of like, and yeah, he fucking leaves. He runs. He was commanded to.
You didn't have to waste a spell slot on me.
Yeah, he was going to.
Havoc, you run, getting a little past Izukan. Izukan, you continue running.
Yep.
You kind of look back over your shoulder as the figure kind of waits, kind of waiting. A few more moments. At this point, after about 6 seconds, the two skeletal creatures start rushing forward like hounds, chasing you. We are going to now move to like a skill challenge as you seek to find somewhere safe. So, where are you moving, and what skill do people want to use to try to help you guys get there? Yeah.
Okay, so, all of my skills are roleplay skills.
Persuade the road to take you
Our
there.
conversation. Intimidate the ghouls into I'm gonna shoot you if you get too close. Guess I could do an insight check to see what the good paths are.
That would be a survival.
I mean, like, insight check to see where people are or are not. So, like, hey, let's not lead this into heavy population centers.
Oh, perception?
Busy.
I'm saying insight.
Insight to know what traffic would be like in town right now.
Oh, that... Do you really have nothing else?
I got that or persuasion. Havoc is built for
I think
social
the-
encounters.
I think the intimidation is... you could argue that better, but I'll allow insight.
I said intimidation earlier as a joke.
Yeah, make an insight check. Who else is doing what?
I'm gonna make an acrobatics check to try to lose them,
Okay.
like by doing flips and turns and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna help out Juniper by being that Wave practices a lot of gravity magic. I'm gonna try to use like my any kind of fuel left in my arcane tank to kind of manipulate the forces around her as much as possible to try and accelerate her,
So
make her feel
Arcana.
like lighter. Yeah.
Okay.
Skadoosh.
And Izukan.
I'm gonna make an athletics check just to keep going
Okay.
because they said they were going to the Frozen Iron. I know where that is. We just came from there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
11.
Okay.
I have a +6 to that. Are you kidding me?
Hey, you guys did really well. That's an 18 overall.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
As you rush forward, you begin to gradually look behind you, and you can see Baradoth Frosthorn kind of standing at the back of the room.
I think the adrenaline wears off, and Juniper is at 5 health. She's gonna collapse on the floor. She's just gonna like get in the door and go, "Hey, y'all," and straight onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
We could use some help.
You can see, you can hear like chair scooching as the figures sitting in the corner of the room. One looks like they've had a little bit too much to drink, but regardless, see that you're something's very bad has happened, and you're all bloodied and bruised. Like like your arms like necrosis a bit. Something
I've got
really
a
bad happened.
half-dead guy on the back. Of
Yeah,
me.
yeah. They run over and start kind of taking you into the room, and then at this point, Izukan and Havoc, you kind of make your way here.
I like the idea that Havoc truly is not hurt, really at all,
Mm-hmm.
from this. So it's just like showing up. He's got a little like scratcher on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, like his clothes are still completely ruined. There's a hole in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Or there was. I think Havoc is just completely out of breath trying to keep up with Juniper.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that she arrives like 2 minutes before everybody else. It's definitely not true, but it was so funny.
It would be about a minute.
She was a little slow. She probably, got a wave on her back.
Yeah.
Good 70 pounds.
Yeah, but yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
You're kind of helped to some chairs, and Berdoth instantly goes and starts pulling out like a medical kit. Starts coming over to like attend to your wounds before seeing Havoc and Izukan kind of enter the building.
Ah! Okay. And Havoc just points at Wave. What the heck was that? Actually.
I don't know. Ghosts?
No, not the ghost. I meant the lady.
Your guess is as good as mine. She mentioned something about apparently Robert and Archibald were supposed to fetch this scepter and the small artifact for her, and we took it back to the university, but she showed up and told us that we're warriors now and to run so she could enjoy the hunt. I'm not a warrior, I'm a scholar.
What? In the actual...
Jacob, can I make a history check to see if I recognize her wings, like, at all?
Yeah, make a history check.
Oh, that's insight. Oh!
It actually does look semi-familiar.
And I'm assuming that it's Frodolangelo's work?
No.
No? Okay.
No, not at all. You actually recognize this from something you saw quite recently, and this was from the book that Archibald had, where he was getting really into the manifesto and the work of Asgrand. The wings you recognize as being like these ceremonial wings taken on by those chosen by Asgrand to serve beside him. They were known as the Valkyries.
Interesting.
They were only women.
Okay. I think Juniper would lift her head up and be like, now that I think about it, she kind of looked like a Valkyrie, I have that book, right?
Mm-hmm. You took it with you.
I'm gonna pull it out and slide it on the ground towards Havoc and just like tap it. I think you'll find it in there. I don't know what exactly she wanted from us, but
Havoc picks up the book, goes, passes it off to Izukan.
What does this say?
It is basically talking. It's like a manifesto, talking about Asgrand. The some call him an angel, some call him a god, who ruled over all of Vanearth in the days of old, was responsible for the creation of many of the realms, and in some stories is responsible for the creation of Vanearth. In those times, and in this book, everything's referred. Vanearth is actually referred to as Midgard. All the different realms have kind of different names that are associated with Asgrand's own creation. Including his realm, Asgard. And it just kind of talks about the hierarchy of power, whom people are meant to serve, how Asgrand was true and just and good, and created a world of order. But now there's a world of chaos and kind of seeking to find him, release him, and return his glory to the world. So he can take his place as the rightful god over all.
I think Havoc leans over to somebody like close by to the door, and it's just like, "Hey, by the way, I might not sit so close to the door tonight." And he like kind of shakes his hand like, "I give it 70-30 whether some zombie ghost bust it down."
Veridolf kind of looks. Right. Seal up all the windows. Barricade the door. No one comes in or out tonight.
Okay.
Wait, I'm stuck here tonight too?
They got plenty of accommodations.
Wade kind of looks around. Oh boy.
Okay, but that doesn't really... So that explains what was happening when I got there, but why were you there?
well,
Is this Mal not remembering or Juniper?
this is me not remembering.
Okay.
Where were we? Why
you
did
had
we go?
you had found that Archibald and Robert were up to some nefarious things, and there was that girl in the hall that said that she saw them go there fairly frequently.
Okay. I remember being angry at Archibald and wanting to find him. I just couldn't remember how we got there exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we
Uh,
tied them to the break-in a little bit,
Yeah.
and we're
Um,
investigating.
oh yeah, we thought that they were trying to frame Havoc.
Yeah.
Which they did.
Yeah, so we were gonna go.
And you found the missing artifact that they
Mhm.
stole, which was the tetrahedron.
The fertile angel.
Yeah. And then Mage Splinter, the spear.
I think Juniper would produce the tetrahedron and gonna place it on the floor as well. Havoc, I think I found something that can clear your name.
Oh, why didn't you just say that earlier?
And I believe that Archibald and Robert were the original culprits who were trying to frame you.
And I 100% know who those two people are.
Oh, yeah, you probably never met them. They're pretty square. Either way, you don't really have to worry about them now. They're, I don't think that lady took very kindly to them failing. Is there any way that we could contact the university from inside here?
I've got a sending stone to um, some guards that I'm friends with.
I think it would be best for you to send them here and also to, what was that place called?
Oh, the observatory.
The observatory, yeah.
Yeah.
And also over to the observatory. I think there might be something going on there still.
Might have a bit of a hard time with that. Frost gods don't go to this side of town.
Oh. Well, that makes sense. So maybe you should send some people down there just in case. Like, I don't know if they're wreaking havoc down there. Is
Right
that
now,
something
my
that you guys
concern is
do?
making sure you four don't die.
I can get behind that.
Specifically, you two. You're just kids.
I think Havoc's the same age as us.
Like punches Izukan on the shoulder and is just like, yeah, we're less important.
Oh.
Well, I appreciate you taking care of us, letting us stay here.
Of course. You're in need.
Is this the same man that we met when we first came here?
Yeah, who is being mean to
Uh,
Havoc?
Yeah, Wave is like sitting there, like trying to force himself to grumble out a thank you because he does not like this man.
Mhm.
But on the one hand, he's like, well, he's helping us. On the other hand, he's mean.
Or Juniper turns to Wave later and goes, "You know, Bearhalt, just bless his heart. He's trying so hard. Really is.
Fine.
We gotta give him the
Fine.
benefit of the doubt, Wave, okay?"
I guess.
Waiting for Juniper to call him the fucking salt of the earth.
After a bit, you hear a sound on the door
No thanks.
as it rattles.
Nope.
And you hear like clawing against some of the windows, which have all kind of been closed. They seem to have like these big shutters that clamp down. As you recognize, it's not just two creatures. It's a bit more who you can hear are around the building trying to find a way in. And it sounds animalistic.
Havoc will 100% peek through the look between some of the boards.
Mm-hmm. You peek through. Make a perception check.
And I really gotta like click.
It's probably because you got all like the Streamlabs and whatnot open.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing it on my laptop.
Your laptop just might be weird.
It's that
You kind of peer
PS4
through,
Wi-Fi.
and you can see what looks to be a humanoid figure kind of slumped over. They look to have like fairly sunken features. They look human, but there's something crucial missing. But they're dressed in kind of these these same kind of dark cloaks, and just kind of like looking, and you can see they kind of go up to the window and start kind of like clawing at it, kind of putting their face up against it, almost like I guess like a chicken, like putting their eye up against it, like very weird like movements, and it kind of like peers within. Doesn't see anything. Kind of pushes away.
Yep, there's some weird zombie ghost things outside.
Fair enough. And after about 20 minutes, it doesn't sound like there's any attempt of forced entry. Just like quietly trying to find a way in. But there's like tapping and clawing, and it eventually fades.
I think at a certain point during this time, Havoc would have 100% walked over to where like there is some like paper or like take a bar napkin and just like a quill from behind the counter and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, does this happen like a lot? Has this happened before?"
Barados shakes his head.
Okay, you seem to. This is really kind of fucking ah.
He writes, ah.
Yeah, like he writes ah.
Eventually, kind of everything quiets down. And that's where we're going to take a 15-minute break.
Ah. Any announcements before break?
Yeah, there's the new brunch break that's up. And I think Mal, you have to leave at this point, right?
Yes.
So uh, I'm going to we're going to say that as you guys kind of rest here, um, you guys all kind of settle down for the night. And Mal, your Juniper's injuries being a bit more intense, um, ends up being convinced to like spend the day here, healing up. With Baradoff kind of looking after you.
Clearly against her will.
Yeah. But you took a good amount of necrosis. Havoc did too, but he cares more about you than he does about Havoc. Um,
Which makes Juniper so mad.
um, but yeah, we'll take a 15-minute there. The rest of us will be back to continue this mystery. All right. All right.
Transition.
Oh, oops.
There we go. And we're good.
All right. Welcome back. So to set the scene, it is the morning after your fairly intense evening. Spending the night in the Frozen Ire. Izukan, this is not new to you. But Wave and Havoc it is. You guys leave, you can see the room that Juniper was in. There's some activity. You can hear her frustrated, as there's a cleric working with her. Havoc, your shoulder's a little, feels a bit sore, but isn't too bad. Just from because you failed against the necrosis, right?
Yeah, I failed one.
Okay.
It was only 5.
Yeah. As the three of you sit out in the kind of tavern space of the Frozen Ire, Wave, you're kind of not sure what to do. It's a Saturday. So, you should be, like, studying or something right now. Like, the fact that you aren't is,
Yeah.
like...
We're all three just like kind of sitting like a table or something.
Yeah. And there's, like... I imagine there's this awkward silence.
There
Unless
is.
Havoc says anything.
Havoc is 100%
Well, funny enough,
ordered orange juice.
Izukan would probably notice that Wave is just kind of like looking at him but not saying anything, and his lips aren't moving. But Izukan, you can hear Wave like thinking, almost like he's thinking out loud, but he's not speaking. And you just hear like, "Man, you should really thank that dude. He was a really big help to you and Juniper, but he's so scary. I don't even know his name." And you just kind of hear that. But Wave's like lips aren't moving. He isn't speaking it. It's like you're literally hearing him think out loud.
Izukan, I'd like you to make an insight check. Whether this is like some supernatural ability that you've discovered on your own, or if this is this guy being weird. You've determined that, for some reason, you can hear this guy's thoughts. And it's specifically this guy. It doesn't have to do anything with you, it's just that this guy's messed up somehow.
It's a nat 1. Thinks he can now read people's thoughts.
He's gone reader of minds. Izukan kind of tilts his head because, he's hearing Nerd Boy's thoughts from across the table.
When you tilt your head, you definitely hear, "Oh no, I think he's realized that I'm looking at him." And Wave like turns his head to the side.
Just straight.
I like to imagine
Doing everything but looking at Izukan.
I like to imagine 100% while this is happening, Havoc is trying to make conversation about just things, and neither of these two are paying attention at all. As Havoc's just like, this is really good orange juice. Yeah. So, yeah. He's just like watching these two just kind of like stare at each other, and then Wave looks away. Are you two having a moment?
Hmm?
And he just points at the both of you.
I do not know.
The name's Wave. Thanks a lot for earlier.
No problem. My name is Izukan.
Mm.
And Havoc kind of like leans back. And I'm Havoc. No, you both already know that.
We know Havoc. We know. Havoc felt a little
Yeah.
left out.
Well,
So is Juniper gonna be all right?
looks down the hall. Sees some weird clerical magic happening. Just like flashes of light.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize the cleric that's doing the work, right?
Yeah, they're from the town.
Okay. She'll be fine.
Good.
Well, you see Havoc kind of gets like this big old grin on his face. Now that introductions have gone through, what do we say? And like at this point, he's like tapping on the table. We go ahead and clear my name.
Well,
Oh,
another question. What is that? Points at the dodecahedron?
It is
whatever it
a
is?
tetrahedron. So
Tetrahedron.
four-sided
Pyramid.
pyramid. Yeah.
Pyramid.
And you can see it has all sorts of strange runes and slits kind of engraved within it. And on one side of it, you can see what appears to be a large circle with a chisel and a paintbrush kind of X'd across it as like a stamp of an artist.
oh, yeah. If we bring these back to the university, that should clear your name, Havoc. These are the objects that they thought Havoc stole.
Why don't we go give these back to the school?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Is it safe? Like, can we leave here without getting...
Izukan looks at the windows. Are they still boarded up and everything from last night?
They've been opened up. There are people kind of coming in the morning to kind of get their jobs going out
Right.
to the day. There's traffic now.
I think Havoc just gives a big ol' smack on Wave's back. Nothing bad happens in the daytime.
Wasn't it? Izukan kind of. Wasn't it during the daytime that we got jumped by the saber-tooth?
But that was different.
Weird, I know, but daytime, nonetheless.
That
You say.
just proves my point. Well,
After
Oh.
Wave, I guess bad things can happen during the day. And he just like puts his hand on his shoulder. Or at night. Really, bad
Nervous
things can happen
sweat.
at any time.
Not helping this man's confidence at all.
just got to be strong enough to deal with the problem, whatever said problem is.
Yeah.
Somehow that makes him more nervous and worried.
So strong. I'm a pipsqueak.
Well, Wave, do you feel encouraged? Ready to go out and prove my innocence? You're the only one who can.
Wave looks at you very slowly, lying straight through his teeth. Yeah.
Great! I'm glad I've inspired you.
I'm so fucking happy. Havoc is so stupid. I'm so happy. Havoc is so stupid.
You see, the thing is, Havoc has high insight. There's a certain part of this that this is actually a bit.
Yeah, because Havoc's just as scared to walk out that fucking door
No,
as he saw
truly.
what happened to fucking Izukan by one slap from that person. Izukan got slapped once and got eviscerated.
Oh, yeah, I believe we need to see Professor Gangela about this.
What's their name?
Professor
Gondola?
Gangela.
Gangela? Yeah, Gangela.
Havoc, just completely blank face. Yeah.
This would be like where Wave would lead the way, but he is just like stone. Like he's standing up, like he was like ready to like get up, but like he's not moving.
He got up like he was ready to, but then his legs went.
Yeah, Izukan, you kind of stand up, ready for Wave to start walking, and then he just freezes. Like this petrified look, and Havoc, you stand up too, and
Izukan's just gonna open the door.
Right. Yeah. I guess I can lead the way.
You are the student here, so
Yeah.
Havoc 100% knowing that he could lead the way, but he thinks this is kind of funny.
Izukan knows that Havoc could lead the way, but also Izukan knows that Havoc doesn't know who that professor is.
Yep.
So
Wave, you kind of step outside, and as you kind of look left to right, like you're about to cross the street, you can see people moving across the snow. There's a bit of traffic through the town, and you can see people bundled up in cloaks and jackets, and there is a slight bit of paranoia that it's like anyone in this street could try to kill me.
A little bit more than slight for Wave.
A bad thing could happen at any time.
You really don't
It's
need to
just
keep
ring.
repeating.
Yeah, so do you have both the spear and the tetrahedron then, Wave?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
if you wanted to,
Well,
Izukan could carry it, but that's up to you.
what Wave will do is he'll use wrist pocket to make like a little mini wormhole, shove the spear in that, then take the tetrahedron, which is a lot smaller, and kind of put it in like his school bag.
Okay. Cool. And wrist pocket is 1 hour?
I believe so. Let me discount double check that. Yep, 1 hour.
Okay.
I think it'll take us an hour to get.
Yeah, you should be good. You tail it across town to the university. And Izukan, this is the first time you've been up in this area. This is kind of like the higher rise, nicer region. And as you kind of walk up the large university steps, you can see a set of two Frostbrand guards standing there. They look at you as you approach. They kind of see Havoc and Izukan behind you. Let's hold up here for a minute. You, they look to Izukan. What's your purpose?
I'm here with him to deliver items to clear his name.
They look to Havoc. Heard we might hear from you.
Aye, recently framed foreigner here. Ah,
This way. We've been expecting you.
just
Hey.
gives a shrug.
Yeah. Rick. I accidentally meant to switch over to Roll20 to look at something, and I accidentally hit the X button.
Ah.
And
I
closed
did
that
that
up.
earlier as well. I did that earlier as well.
Tough cast.
You are led through the long halls of the university, and Izukan, having not really been in a very well-developed city or region your life, this is this is immaculate being in this place. You're seeing how all the buildings are interconnected, how high the ceilings are. It's like a massive cave, um, where there's all sorts of rooms interconnected within.
Really
Um,
appealing to my dragon instinct, you know. This is a really nice place you got here. Not
There's
in a
some
creepy
gold
way.
up in here.
Could put a few thousand gold coins in that room. A few thousand gold coins in that room.
you guys are led to like the central auditorium, where um, you can see as you open the long doors, it's a long sloped path that goes down. There are a bunch of seats, kind of this amphitheater, so the semicircle theater right in the center. There's an upper level full of balconies. Um, Everything's like kind of this bluish white silver kind of color scheme, bits of black thrown in there. Um, and you can see up on stage what looks to be um, a good number of professors, um, as well as uh, two uh, two students who Izukan you briefly recognize as the two who kind of escaped up the stairs. Wave you recognize as Robert and Archibald. And then you see a bunch of Frostbrand guards kind of in the room as well, kind of standing around monitoring. As you are led down, you hear a loud voice shout out, "We were waiting for you. Welcome." And as you kind of approach and step up, you can see the individual speaking to you is a shorter dwarven fellow. He seems to have a very stern look in his face, long white hair pulled back in a ponytail, and a large full white beard that is braided at the ends. He wears very, very nice clothes. And Wave, you recognize this as Headmaster Hammercast.
Master and Colonist.
Um, yeah, he's been in charge of the university for a good number of years now, and is you're afraid of him, as are a lot of other students. He's known to kind of walk the halls and yell at students for their shenanigans or if they just
Mhm.
seem to be fishy. Um, but he's the kind of person where he's gonna get angry now and then be completely chill later. Um, then there is what appears to be you would recognize her a bit, Wave. You would actually recognize all these individuals, but you see a half-elven woman with she wears like a blue dress, long brown hair, and you can see that her face is um, malformed, like some sort of extreme accident. This is Professor Shadow Wisp. She is the professor of
Mhm.
transmutation and abjuration. Um, who, despite being a transmutationist, has not uh, modified the scars on her face. She claims it's a testament to students to be careful with magic. Um, then there is uh, Professor um, Anzola, who is an art professor. She wears a long red tunic, silverish hair, um, human, um, and she teaches a lot about art, themes, color theory, also some history in there, some art history. Um, there is then uh, Professor Milt, who is a crazy old wizard man. He's got the classic pointed hat, the long robes, the big bushy white beard, long white hair, big circular glasses. Um, and then out of the group here currently, lastly, is Professor Gondula. Um, Darker skin, brown hair pulled back into a bit of a bun. She wears a light tan jacket, very Indiana Jones esque as far as the way she looks. Um, and these are the people you see before you. The headmaster kind of looks to you as you step up. It's a pleasure to meet you. Looks up to all of you as he's much shorter. Looks up. What are your names?
Havoc. You see,
Havoc.
Havoc, normally is very loose. The second he got into this building where he saw, like, a shit ton of authority figures, has immediately just, like, kind of clammed up a little bit.
Havoc. You. Large dragon.
Izukan.
Izukan. And, Wave. Yes, I know
Yeah.
you.
Good day,
You're a
Headmaster.
good student. You're a good student.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Juniper around.
She's a little bruised up and being taken care of right now.
Hope she gets better soon. Eagerly look to talk to her.
Yeah.
Professor Gondula kind of looks to you expectantly. Did you end up finding what you were seeking?
Oh, yeah. And Wave will summon like the wormhole in his hand, pull out the mage splinter, and then reach into his bag and pull out the tetrahedron. Both artifacts recovered. We came here to return them, and hopefully this clears up Havoc's name.
The headmaster kind of nods. He takes the staff and he takes the tetrahedron, looks at it, turns to Professor Gondula, who takes it, looks at it. Yeah, this is it. We've already got enough evidence to charge Archibald and Robert. This completes everything, and you can see the two boys just stand silently in shame. You can see Archibald has like a huge black eye, a gash across the side of his head. His hair's a bit matted and bloodied still, from when he got thrown against the table.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm going to put these somewhere where they won't see the light of day. And she kind of begins walking away. Headmaster Hammercast kind of speaks up. Don't you think we should, learn more about these? Professor Gondula kind of looks back. Headmaster, all due respect. Ferde Angelo's tetrahedron is already on a blacklist. And this mage splinter... after looking through Robert's room, finding some of his extra notes scattered about, I'm not sure if these artifacts, these items should be in a place where anyone can reach them, including us staff at the university. It should be put away in the archives. Headmaster kind of stumps his foot a little bit, like tapping it on the floor, thinking. I think we should do some research. Find out why these things were sought after. Wave,
Yeah.
can you tell us more about the figures there? We've heard from Robert and Archibald slightly. They turned themselves in. Got in too deep. Spilled a lot, but just want to make sure your storylines add up.
Oh, yeah. Well, Juniper and I went about looking for them under the, you know, I think it was adventuring Title One, and we came across them in an uh, old observatory, not too far from the Frozen Eye, and we got the artifacts back, and then ran into a Juniper called her a, a Valkyrie. She had black wings and dark armor, masked. Didn't see her face, but she commanded uh, two ghastly creatures. But we fended them off as best as we could while getting away, and then bunkered down in the frozen ire for safety.
A Valkyrie. He'll turn back to Professor Gondola and to the rest of the professors there. Professor Milt kind of speaks up. Valkyries! Oh, you're lucky to get out alive!
She kind of let us go. She told us to run so she could enjoy the hunt.
That's concerning.
Yeah. She seems to be wanting to chase after those artifacts. I thought she wanted them, but it seems she's more interested in the chase to obtain them.
Curious. Curious indeed. Angela kind of standing here just thinking things through. With due respect, if there's a Valkyrie involved, that's all the more reason to maybe send us to Iris. They might be able to take better care of this than we can. Or at least send it to Professor Helm. I know she's away at the moment, but we should get her advice on this. I still look up to her as a mentor. And, Wave, you would recognize the name. That Professor Helm is a professor of history and divination. She works a lot in the history and magic department, just kind of learning to figure out what artifacts do. Her main thing is finding out what do artifacts do, how dangerous
Right.
are they. She works a lot on digs across the nation and going to different dig sites and giving her advice on stuff. So she's very rarely actually at the school.
Right.
And she was actually Professor Gondola was actually her pupil, like her prize pupil, who
Okay.
has now kind of replaced her at the university.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps we get in contact with Professor Helm, see if she can come in, give her advice before we make any rash decisions. He kind of crosses his arms. I don't want to give something that's obviously wanted away to a competing school. Think of the discoveries that could be made. What we could bring to Stone Paint. We pride ourselves on being a place where Frodo Angelo's works are. Why would we give up an artifact we know nothing about? Angela speaks. Professor, that artifact is on a blacklist. There's no more finding out about it. Well, maybe we change that. Clearly, I think there's room for more discovery. Evidently, it was sought after for a reason. We should find out what that is. I think we take the artifact off the blacklist. Professor, I want you to have research done into it. Maybe have one of your students focus on it for the semester. Professor Angelo looks incredibly concerned. And what about the danger we may be putting a student in? It was outside school grounds. We're safe here. No one, well, almost no one, breaks into stone paint. He kind of looks to Havoc.
Havoc is like as stiff as a board right now.
Do you think the Frostblades could stop a Valkyrie?
I know we have great professors here.
Could they stop a Valkyrie? Would a
Don't see
professor
why not.
would the professors always be next to the students while they're learning and using this artifact? Always? Would you have the ability to always be watching these students? In the action or the reaction of a Valkyrie showing up?
Look. Let's be honest, it probably wasn't actually a Valkyrie. Okay? Did you see this Valkyrie take off into the sky and fly?
No, but I saw wings and I felt her hit me.
Well. Might say more about you than it does her, let's be honest. He kind of looks up at you.
You see Havoc at this point is like, I mean, she was commanding the undead. Fully. With complete will.
She was also a magic caster as well.
How about we leave it up to the professionals, okay? You two are, what, you're frozen ire? You're
Yeah.
brutes. You listen to what people have to say to you. And
No.
you don't go to my university, so...
No, but the safety of everybody in this city should be everybody's priority, correct? Including the students of your university. I understand wanting to learn more about this. I agree that we should learn more about this. Why is something that is that strong looking for this, and why now? I do agree with that.
And that's why we do research.
But throwing students on the front line first, I don't think is the best idea.
Make a persuasion check.
Like sweating nervously, like, oh no, I brought these people in here, now they're arguing.
17.
My chat was all the way at the beginning. 17.
What means? Whatever.
Perhaps. I'll think about it.
Because I do completely agree. There's a reason this was being looked for. And we obviously don't know why that was being looked for and what it was able or what it is able to do. But throwing students as your first line of research when there are much more prestigious researchers within this school who are much more specialized to learn about this item and about this object, I feel would be a better idea first to get a better grasp of it. If afterwards you decide that it's completely safe for students because you feel like you've discovered enough, then that's up to you. But first things first, throwing students into the front line of studying something that you don't understand completely could end up with very bad consequences for those students.
To be fair, is anything ever understood completely until
Never.
given the chance?
Never. But that's why we take precaution.
I'll take precaution. Alright, don't worry. It'll be fine, right, Professor? And he kind of looks back towards Professor Gondula, who had a bit of a frustrated look on her face. Indeed.
This is not the first time that he's just strong-armed something.
No. And what about, this spear? Professor, what do you know on it? Spear was given to Robert as part of a special program we had set up for him. He was blending his minor of history with his major in evocation. Professor Milt, I guess, what do you think about it?
Oh, yes, the spear. Mage Splinter. Well, it still needs research done, as far as I'm concerned. And it doesn't seem to have been the, target. As the boys have told us, it was the tetrahedron that was after, so... Wave!
Yeah.
Would you like a side project?
Yeah.
Excellent! And he kind of looks over to Robert, where he has like a briefcase, and he kind of picks it up.
Thank you.
And then he hands it to you.
Oh
This
boy.
is the rest of Robert's findings we found on Mage Splinter. Robert was working with me. He's not working with me anymore. He's expelled. So now maybe you work with me, huh? Let me find out what this thing can do.
Yes, Professor.
Excellent! You're a smart biscuit.
Thank you, Professor.
Mm-hmm. All right. Where were we? Oh, right. And he kind of steps back.
The headmaster kind of hands you the spear wave. Professor Milt, would you mind recasting the sensors?
Oh, yes. Yes.
He steps forward and he casts a spell on it. Seems to be some sort of retrieval spell, so that if it ever leaves the school grounds, it's instantly zipped back.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it imbued along the shaft of it, a bunch of runes. There we go. Don't know how they got rid of it the first time.
If I had to guess, it probably wasn't them that got rid of it.
Maybe. And then the headmaster kind of turns to Professor Gondula, hands over the tetrahedron. I trust you'll put this to good use. All right? Consider it top priority. I want to know exactly why they wanted that thing, what it can do, and what it was used for. Yes, Headmaster. She takes it and nods and, frustrated, walks away. The headmaster looks to the three of you. Well, thank you. And Havoc? As, reparations for all the trouble you went through, we are giving you a, 1-year pass to the cafeteria.
Havoc just kind of gives a nod. Okay, am I good to go?
Of course, thank you.
He's already left.
I think we've also just put together like, wait, why does he need a pass? He's a... Oh.
and the three of you leave the auditorium as you can see that here the headmaster kind of picks up his voice, and when you entered it seemed like he was shouting at the two boys, and it's only continued as you walk away, just like completely different tone where it's just like incredibly angry and aggressive. um, the door shuts behind you and you're back out into the main halls of the university.
Havoc lets out like an actual like just gasp. Ah, that
Oh, I'm
reminded me of
glad
middle
that went
school.
well. Oh,
Yeah. What, you didn't have a middle school experience kind of like that?
uh,
Middle
something like
school?
that.
Uh, well, that you see, Havoc kind of stops. Well, that was the last schooling I attended, so kind of my only frame of reference.
Wave looks at you, Havoc, and mimicking your style of trying to be cool in an awkward situation. Wave looks at you and he goes, "Your secret's safe with me."
All right. Gives- Havoc, not even a high school dropout.
Yeah, he didn't even make it that far.
Nope.
Not necessary here.
So, Wave, guess you got
Yeah,
a new project to work on, huh?
yeah, it looks that way.
Do you, even know how to use a spear?
Uh, I no. But I have ways of finding out the intricacies of it. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for me.
Well, Wave, and Havoc kind of puts a hand on like the center of your back. You know, the best way to know what a magical item does is to just grab it, focus your thoughts onto it, and just use it. And then
Uh,
there you
Wade
go.
just looks at you. No,
That's
no.
exactly how you use magical items. Come on.
Uh,
If you find
um,
something in a cave and you think it's magical, put it on. It probably has really cool abilities.
uh, right. I'm gonna take this to the library and start cracking at it
I'm just saying,
the wave
Wave.
way.
Wave, it's called Mage Splinter. You should grab it and splinter some mages with it, and then you'll know what it does.
That's one way of finding out among other potentially better ways of finding out.
Uh, sure. Uh,
Yeah, Wade will start taking the uh spear to the library to like his usual corner
Mhm.
to start doing stuff like detect magic, identify and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Havoc and Izukan, you guys are just in the school, and the headmaster did give you like a lunch pass.
well, looks up at Izuka. You wanna lunch?
You two head to the cafeteria as Wave goes off to study on his own. Izukan, as you walk through the school, people are constantly like looking up at you, a bit terrified. There are a bunch of this is like 17 to 22-year-old kids, for the most part. There's some people like in master's programs, but still, like, you are not the kind of type that they expect to see just in their halls.
Yeah.
Just thudding down.
Yeah. You kind of get your way to the cafeteria, and today they are serving what is a very delectable. Oh, geez, what would it be? It'd be another chowder.
Mhm.
Yeah. Havoc loads up on the bread.
Yeah, this time it's probably like a clam chowder.
Mm-hmm.
Danger, danger.
Havoc 100% loads up on food.
Okay. Yeah, and Izukan, you get yourself a plate as well, and you sit down at a table where no one disturbs you.
Yeah.
You've got just a moment to chill and
Ooh,
collect your thoughts.
you know, I kind of think about it. I didn't expect that at all. I don't really think it. Like I expected something weird was going on, but I didn't expect like a Valkyrie, like an actual like angel of death, just showing up.
I do not know if that was an actual Valkyrie, is the thing.
If it squawks like a Valkyrie,
It's probably
raises
Valkyrie.
dead like a Valkyrie, stabs us like a Valkyrie,
I know.
it's a Valkyrie.
You're probably right, but also we can't be sure.
Also, even if it's not, I saw what happened
She's
to you.
still hurt.
Yeah,
She's still hurt. She hurt a lot.
she cut you once and it almost looked like you passed out.
Yeah. It was worse than the other guy. The other guy, I was able to take a hit from him, or 3 or 4. I wasn't able to take a hit from her. She hurt a lot.
So, shoot, I really don't know what to do now. I'm assuming we're probably gonna be like hunted or something. I guess we'd look out for that.
Oh, you mean again? I mean, yeah.
Like, not in that sense, like from before, like last time, but in like a, expect undead just around the city now.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Really and truthfully, I think we could have handled that zombie last night, or whatever it was last night. But, I wasn't doing too hot at all.
No. Especially
And
not
we
with
also
the lady
didn't-
there.
Well, I don't know if the lady was there.
I assumed she was like further away. Watching.
You're more cautious than I am sometimes.
I mean, she.
And it surprises me sometimes, Havoc.
She said she was gonna hunt us.
Fair.
Like, if I said I was going to hunt people down, because it's the most dangerous game, I was like the type to summon undead and send them after, I'd like send them out, and then I'd be like on a roof somewhere, like watching, to be like, see if anything interesting happens. And then if something does, I'd like jump down and, you know, spread out my
Cool.
wings.
Fair.
But like, you know, that's if I was to hunt people. And they both just
That's if I was to hunt people. Hmm. I don't like the way you said that.
Imagine the passerby's like,
Oh yeah, no, Havoc saying that at full volume.
yeah, no, that's great because there's a tiefling that obviously does not belong in this school and a giant dragonborn that does not belong in this school
Yeah,
Mhm.
eating school lunch talking about a Valkyrie that's messing with
Yeah.
undead.
As you
storming
talk
the
about
city.
hunting people, you see that short goblin and the four scrawny kids kind of behind him or kind of passing by your table. And they hear this and just keep shuffling off.
Just a real loud slurp.
There's a part of me that really wants to bully that poor fucking goblin because I know who that goblin is out of game. But Izukan doesn't know, so he's just like, oh, it's just another school kid that's scared of me. That makes sense. But Brian's like, that's the asshole that was mean to Josh.
You see, Havoc knows that that is the person who is mean to Josh, or to Wave.
Yeah.
But also, Wave thinks that this is decently. Havoc thinks that this is. Man, I'm fucking up names. Havoc thinks it's decently funny enough that they heard that conversation.
And obviously, Izukan does not fit in these seats. It's like,
Oh no, it's an entire bench that he's
yeah,
taking.
he does not fit in these seats whatsoever. So he's like, really kind of eating and like he doesn't belong here. This isn't his place. He
No,
feels
not
out
at all.
of place. Everybody knows he's out of place.
Yes.
Well, man, I don't even really know what to do now. Guess we just go back to normal. Hope we don't
Well,
die due to zombies.
if I've got any jobs that I need a little bit of help with, I'll call you.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun. I can actually do something now.
I mean, you couldn't tell the guildmaster. He would end me, but I trust you enough.
What he
especially
doesn't
after-
know probably won't
Especially-
hurt him.
Especially after. Snake turned into a polar bear. Then it turned into a goddamn yeti.
I just don't like how it exploded to change shape.
Yeah. I don't like how it left behind things as well. Like it wasn't changing all of it, it was just shedding.
Yeah. Kinda like a snake. You see how it kind of looks a little proud at that deduction. And then immediately it's taken aback to, oh no! I'm late. I need to tell Cogwin where I am.
You should go do that. I'm gonna head out.
Yeah. I think she assumed I was gonna be back, two nights ago. Yeah, 2 nights ago. Hopefully she heard what happened.
Okay. You should go let them know that you're okay.
Yeah, and I think Havoc just, like, immediately just gets up and is, like, very quickly
Yeah.
shuffles out of there.
Izukan, you kind of finish your food, and you stand up, and as you turn to walk away, you kind of look down, and there's this very short, gnomish girl kind of looking up at you, terrified as she's just like walking by with her tray, and it's like kind of vibrating, and you can see the chowder kind of like like uh, vibrating a bit and popping out off the side of the bowl. I'm just like wide-eyed looking up.
Izukan kind of steps to the side and steps past them and goes and puts away the tray.
And they just turn as you walk, just terrified.
After that, Izukan will leave the campus.
Okay. Wave, you sit in the library
Yes, sir.
and you look at the spear and just like as you're looking at it, you're just like, how did I get here? Like
Yeah.
thoughts in your head are
About
just like what? Why am I here now? Like a good amount of this first like 30 minutes or so, your thoughts are so scattered over the past 24 hours that it's hard to maintain focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wave's definitely having a, well, crap. I accepted that because I have a hard time turning down my professors and anyone who has any kind of authority. And eventually, just kind of like scratching the side of his head, where he's just like, well, I'm gonna have to look into it anyway, might as well. And start doing stuff like ritual cast, detect magic to learn about any the magic schools on it, and then ritual identify to actually get more about the object.
As you detect magic, this thing is definitely very, very magical. There's a lot to it. Its aura is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up on two. I can't recall. Is it Does detect magic tell you the school?
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah, it tells you the
identify?
school.
Okay. So there's abjuration. But then there's also, and this you would know that this is the spell that was cast on it by Professor Milt. Is conjuration.
Okay, conjuration.
However, as detect magic is up for about 10 minutes, you sense that it's faint. But with each like passing second, the aura on the spell that was cast is fading.
So it looks like it's kind of passively like deconstructing Milt's conjuration.
Mm-hmm.
It is called Mage Splinter.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'll make a note of that. And then I'll ritual cast identify. What does identify give me again? I could just put it in there. You choose one object. If it is a magic item, you learn its properties, how to use them, requirements for attunement, charges. I know spells affecting the item. If the item was created by a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As you identify this, you sense that there is much more to this than what I'm about to tell you. As if there's layers to this artifact to be unlocked.
Like an onion.
Yes. Like an onion.
Exactly.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head. You said there are layers to this, and my first thought was like an onion.
I'm already in your head from earlier.
But you understand that like for these layers to be unlocked, it would require a synergy between item and soul in order to like gradually shed off those magical layers and delve deeper into the magic held within. What you are
Okay.
able to determine for now is that I mean, just looking at it, it is a singular. It is a spear that you sense. There is no. How do I describe this? There are no flaws between any of the material here. Like the silver that this is made out of, um, is, from what you can understand, taken from like a singular vein.
Mhm.
Like all the silver has never left each other's sight, and as far as magic goes, it has made it all that much stronger. Um,
Right.
at the tip of it, you can see these three um, different sapphires that are imbued, um, which look like they would. They're all dull, but you look at them and you, from your understanding, it is a representation of how far back those layers have been peeled back.
Okay.
Um, for now, all this item does is that when you crit, all magical effects of your choice within 10 feet of the target are dispelled, and creatures of your choice concentrating on spells within this 10 feet stop concentrating.
Sleep upon a crit.
So it's basically on a crit, it's like an aura of dispel magic.
Yeah. Okay. Um, and is there any kind of special requirement to attune to it, or is it just like meditation with the object for like an amount of time?
There doesn't seem to be a requirement, no.
Okay.
But you also, lastly, in addition, you sense that there is something much more. There's like this weapon thinks. You can sense that there's a consciousness to it.
Oh. Okay. As Wave is thinking about that and kind of thinking about the fact that this weapon has like some kind of mental faculty, um, does any kind of uh, link form between his mind and the weapon, um, not like intentionally, but almost like subconsciously, um, through mind link or anything like that? Or is it does he just is it basically like uh would Wei be deducing kind of that you would need to form the connection first to understand it?
Jacob, you muted.
Jacob, you're muted.
I don't know how I did that. Maybe I don't remember.
Probably sneezed.
Yeah, I must have forgotten. As you kind of focus on it and try to you're trying to like attune to it, um, you start hearing something in the back of your mind. And as you focus on it more, it becomes a bit more clear. Until you can feel yourself almost kind of being sucked inward, like entranced, pulled in towards this thing. and then out of nowhere, it just cuts, snaps, and there's nothing.
Huh.
Hello?
That's worth looking more.
Hello?
Uh, Wave looks around for a second. Are you Mage Splinter?
Mage Splinter. Yes, I've gone by that name. Who are you, youngster?
Wave.
Wave.
I study the arcane,
You study the arcane. Well,
hence
Wave.
why I've got you.
Oh. Where's the other boy? Did you kill him?
Are you talking about Robert?
That's the one? Maybe?
He got expelled for trying to take you off school grounds for nefarious purposes.
Nefarious purposes. Why, I haven't been used for nefarious purposes in years.
That's good.
Tell me, Wave.
Yeah.
Who am I?
I feel like that's not my place to really tell you that.
You don't know.
I don't know who you are. I know kind of what you are.
Damn it, another dead end. I'm searching. You know that, right?
Well, I can surmise you're searching for identity.
Exactly. Feel like so much that I can't reach, you know? Like there's
Do
a
you
part
think?
of you that's innate and it's there and it's existing and you just can't quite get it.
Yeah. I I wonder maybe if someone were to peel back your layers, that you'd be able to reach those recesses of your mind.
Like a melon.
I was thinking more like an onion.
I mean, a melon has
I
layers.
I mean, it's got like a thick skin and then like a
And then the white part. And then you've got like the real juice. And then you got the
yeah.
seeds.
We'll go with that.
An onion is just the same thing over and over again. It's just smaller. I feel like it's a boring, really boring metaphor.
Wave is like stun locked, being like chastised by a sentient weapon. Uh, yeah, I guess so. Don't think I really thought of it like that.
Oh, you mortals don't really think about things, do you? Charge headfirst into battle.
I know someone like that.
I did too once. Don't remember their name. Don't
Sorry to
remember
hear
what they
that.
looked like. Everything's a little hazy. I remember the last guy. And I remember you. 'Cause I just met you.
I'm glad you haven't forgotten about me already.
Mage Splinter's my name. It's a pleasure to serve you, Master Wave. Now, tell me,
Oh,
what blood shall we shed?
who? If we could just maybe rewind maybe 1 to 2 steps before that and just kind of take things slow with the introductions. You sure you just want to go by Mage Splinter? I mean, I feel like it'd be like me going by human.
That's fair. You're human.
Yeah.
Oh. Your giant's really good.
My what?
You're giant. We're speaking giant.
That we are. Well, I'm studied well. I I'm sorry. When you said giant, my mind first went to a giant individual I had traveled with in the past hour. But yeah,
Oh, the dragon?
oh, I guess you are, yeah, he helped rescue you?
Mage Splinter needs no rescuing, but you do prove a point. Maybe I should have something that's not what I am, but more so who I am, who I feel like inside. I feel like an Esmeralda.
It's a lovely name.
Or maybe just Ezra, or maybe Elda.
Uh, I can call you either of those.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah, yeah, I'll stick to calling you Ezra for now. And if you want to change that, let me know.
Hmm. Ezra sounds weak. Like Wave.
Maybe in Alexander would sound stronger?
Like the Great.
Yeah.
I heard about him. I wish I was in his hands, mighty conqueror. I feel like that's where I belong.
Yeah, probably the design of a spear makes sense.
You're quite timid.
Yeah,
It's actually interesting, because it's hard to pick up on timidness in Giant, yet somehow you still manage to do it.
I'm sorry, I guess.
Why are you apologizing?
It, well, you seem displeased.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Uh, well, I was told to research you and get more information about you. But if it appears that you're kind of at a loss for words with your memory, it looks like we might have a common goal.
Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Hmm. All right. Talking to you's tired me out. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Good night.
I actually fell for it.
Can Wave still hear him say that?
Yes.
Wave isn't like saying anything back. He's just looking at it, and like Wave is thinking to himself, I wonder if he knows that I can hear him, or if he knows I'm looking at him.
It. Head empty. Head empty.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you down.
You set it down. Wave, you look around and at this point, uh, you look and see several people are just looking at you and turn back to their own thing. Um, just really confused.
Wave kind of like sinks his head like into his book, uh, just to try to just shrink himself as much as possible. Um, a little bit embarrassed by that interaction, but a few thoughts cooking.
Um, Remind me where Havoc went off to? Oh, Cogman.
Yeah, Cogwin.
Havoc, you make your way through the city streets, and as you're kind of looking around, still a little bit on edge, um, you don't see anyone who seems evil or dead.
or undead.
Alrighty then.
You head into the door and make your way to the trap door that leads to her downstairs workshop.
Havoc just like doesn't like kick the door open, but like, opens it with pizzazz.
Yeah.
I'm home!
So you kind of climb down the ladder. She looks up from her workstation and she kind of pulls off a pair of goggles she has over her face and runs over to you. Kind of more, not run, but like stomps. Havoc!
Godwin!
Where have you been?
I was I was set up.
I heard the whole town was looking for you.
Yeah. Well, I kind of ran off into the woods. Fought a tiger and a polar bear. I think a yeti. And he kind of looks down at the holes in his that's still like in his clothes, and a mammoth.
She kind of looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and just starts laughing. Oh, you're funny.
Yeah.
All right. We got work to do. We're a few days behind on orders, so you're going to have to be running around.
You see Havoc just gets this like, okay, look on him. Yeah. Alright. Cool. Is that thing where you punch the air when like you know what else to do with your hands?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I forgot. I need to give this to you. And she pulls out a bag of 10 gold pieces.
Oh. What is this for?
Oh, that was for the thing.
Yes. The thing. He's just giving her a look.
Look, I'll be honest. I knew something was up. But they offered us a good amount of money, and I figured if I paid you...
You see just this completely just like disappointed. Cogwin. So what I'm hearing is you knew I was going to be set up.
I suspected they were asking, and I asked them for a large cash up front. And then I pressured them more, and then I found out, but they offered me a good sum to not say anything, and I would have told you, but I didn't know if you could play it off naturally. And I trusted you. You got out. You're fine.
What if I didn't? Ah! I could have been caught by like the frost brands.
You would have gotten out.
And now without a brand.
Did you get branded?
No!
I think we're fine.
That's because I ran away.
See, here's your 10 gold. And let's just pretend this never happened.
You see Havoc just like literally it's just it's almost like a toddler has his arms crossed. Just and a lot of things didn't happen. What do you want me to do?
How about, because I feel slightly bad, how about you do these jobs and then take off for the rest of the weekend?
Wow. Fine. Where am I going?
He gives you the locations.
Havoc, like, looks at them. So where are these? Have them pointed out.
Yeah, she goes and points it out for you.
Okay. Well, I think literally Havoc, like, takes a sack as he's climbing out of the thing. Like, it is just like a weird image of almost Santa. Of him, like, climbing up out of this chimney with a sack on his back,
Yeah.
dressed in red. All snowy.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, time to deliver presents.
I mean drugs.
In exchange for money.
Havoc, you go off, and at the back of your mind, you think back to what you were telling yourself in the snow.
I think Havoc truly is just, like, looking around, like, there's something going on in this town. Well, off to deliver drugs.
And as Havoc thinks about the larger picture going on in the town, Izukan, you find yourself back at the Ire, sitting down, and as you kind of sit there, Baradoth pours you a drink. Is it coffee?
If it's early enough in the morning, probably.
Yeah. He pours you a cup of coffee and kind of pulls his bench from behind the counter and kind of sits down and leans forward and looks at you. You're going to talk about last night.
Oh.
Or yesterday morning? I could tell there was more you were going to say.
Last night wasn't an issue. I found the boy. We were caught in the storm, so we found a small little cave to stay in, and we slept the night there. It was the morning after. The boy wasn't a boy. He was using magic.
What was he?
A Jotun.
There's many kinds of Jotun.
He seemed to be, if I remember correctly, a frost Jotun.
So a cousin of mine.
He said he was looking for me. Izukan will pull off of his belt the stuffed animal. It's meant to look like him.
Yeah, he kind of looks at it. Frost giant. Were they
He
big?
said, bigger than I am, right? Is what he said?
No, he was shorter than you.
He was shorter than me?
Yeah.
No. I know he was a Jotun, but he was smaller than me.
Where'd the saberhead come from?
While we were... Let's take it back a second. When we awoke in the morning, the boy was gone. Over the course of the night, Havoc had appeared at some point, running from being caught, and got caught in the storm, found me somehow. Yeah. Next morning, the boy was gone, and that saber-tooth appeared. When we killed the saber-tooth, a snake crawled out of it transformed into a polar bear. When we killed the polar bear, it transformed into a yeti. When we killed the yeti, it transformed into a winter wolf. And when we killed the winter wolf, it transformed into a mammoth. When we killed the mammoth, it showed its, what I can only assume, I don't know if it is, its true form. Or a better representation of who it was.
Giant that can transform. Frost giant that can transform.
He said he was there because of some sort of prophecy.
Izukan, I would not leave town for a while.
Before he left, after kicking the shit out of me and Havoc, he said that as long as I don't go evil or something along those lines, then nothing will have to happen.
Izukan, I've heard stories of a frost giant that can do the things you're claiming. But if any of those stories are true, you are in grave danger.
The way he was talking, it wasn't that I was in grave danger, it's that I was grave danger.
Why did not kill you?
That I don't know. But he told me that as long as I didn't go bad, I guess. I don't remember exactly what he said. I was barely standing at that point, but he told me not to interact with her. And then never gave me any description, just told me you really don't know. So there's someone, according to him, that I'm not supposed to interact with.
There is. In light of what happened yesterday and yesterday morning, I'm going to keep you closer in the city walls for a little bit.
Understood.
Maybe, I would have, those two kids you were with. Scholarly types.
Yeah. Wave and Juniper.
It's been a while. It was only legends I was raised on. But have them look into the Chaos Bringer.
Okay. It seemed like Juniper was more of the history type, and Wave was more of a studier of current things, or what he deemed, or was handed down to him. So,
I'll let Juniper know if she's still resting up, but make sure they're still on the same page.
yeah. Speaking of which, that device or the object this morning, the pyramid thing,
Mm-hmm.
the school's decided that they're going to research it.
Makes sense.
And at first, I don't know why, but the headmaster there wanted students to be researching it.
I've been around here for a while. Stone Paint University, they have a lot of the students do the brunt work. Saves them time, money, resources, and students get hands-on experience and something for their portfolio.
Yeah, but a Valkyrie was after that. Or, from what I could tell, a Valkyrie.
It sounds bad. I don't know what one of those are doing around here.
Yeah.
They're out of time, really. My only knowledge of Valkyries is from days of old.
History books. Things are changing.
Something's happening. I have a lot of ears and eyes in the city. I'll make sure to keep you updated.
Thank you.
Of course. Next time you see Havoc, let him know I have work for him.
Will do.
You can join him, actually.
I was just about to ask that. Keeping me within city walls, just upping
Just
on
for
city.
now.
Yeah.
I'll let others take care of the outside work.
Okay. Would he know where I came from? Like last place I was? Have I told him that?
If you told him, it's up to you.
I would have told him that I wouldn't have told him anything about like details why I was there, but I would have told him I came from the Underdark, and was worried about something coming from the Underdark as well. Kind of like a, hey, can you keep your eye on new people
Mm-hmm.
to see if anybody from the Underdark shows up?
Mm-hmm.
Has, well, since I'm going to be stuck in the city for a little bit, has there been anybody from the Underdark that showed up?
You're the first person to show up here in decades from the Underdark, my friend.
Okay.
They don't leave there too often. And when they do, it's usually trouble.
Yeah.
Izukan, you kind of pick up your things and head back out. Where do you go?
Izukan probably frequents the garden in the center of town.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
The large grove.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Druidic Grove in the center of the city.
Yeah.
Um, so he'd probably head there and just sit for a while because this is the night before he got this mission. He had some sort of, he doesn't even know if to call it a dream or not, because he woke up covered in blood that wasn't his own
Mm-hmm.
after sinking in blood in his dream. So he has this weird, I don't know what that was
Mm-hmm.
going on right now. And then the very next day, he finds out that after doing the job, the kid that he was looking for wasn't a kid, but was instead sent there to presumably kill him. if he was deemed a threat, and then he gets back to town and almost immediately, within 20-30 minutes, has a run-in with a Valkyrie, who are the angels of death, who are not supposed to be here in butt fuck nowhere for Dea.
Yeah.
Like, our only calling to this city is Stone Paint University. So, a Valkyrie showing up to Rodea is concerning. So he's just gonna go to the grove and kind of meditate on all that and kind of sort out his thoughts on it.
Yeah. As you head to the grove, there are. It is noted that there is no snowfall here. It seems pristine and green. The only place where you can really find any greenery in the city. And there are three like stone shrines, small little temples. Right in the center of the garden, one is devoted to Aluman, the creator of the dwarves. One to Alucard, the king of the dead. And then one to the creator. You can see a short dwarven fellow covered in greenery, kind of wielding a staff that he's holding himself up by. His hair is all tangled and twisted. He's completely bald up top. At least, except for like a few tufts of hair that he should really just shave off. He kind of sees you. Welcome to Yimlin's Grove. It's a pleasure. Tell me, do you seek silence or conversation?
For now, silence. But
Okay. Don't let me. Okay. Puts his hands in his pockets and starts awkwardly walking off.
he's not going to sit down in front of like any particular monument or pillar, because he's not like specifically trying to reach out to any one of those things. He's just, this is a calm place within the city that people who frequent here all know that not to bother somebody who's in here,
Yeah.
right?
Except the guy who owns it, who constantly wants to talk to everyone and nobody wants to talk to him.
Oh, anyway. Izukan is gonna kind of just sit down and just collect his thoughts and organize his thoughts and see if he can draw any connections between these things happening. He probably can't, but it's just one of those things that he's trying, because he can see that something is happening. Something, he doesn't know if it's bad, but he knows that it's something not normal. Feels almost like we're going into the start of a new age. It's almost like this modern age is finally going to be getting its name soon. Because currently, if I remember correctly, it's just the modern age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as Izukan lingers on this thought, we'll cut back to Wave. Wave, you eventually make your way back up to your room. You put the spear down and kind of finally alone with your thoughts.
the past few hours have just been another source of chaos after another. And you just feel exhausted.
Yeah, I think Wave normally, he likes to spend his evenings like delving more into like, gravity and like celestial kinds of magics. But I think when he gets back to his room, he just kind of like lays himself in bed, like mulling over uh all the events that kind of happen in just like rapid succession in terms of how it feels. Um and yeah, is just exhausted physically, mentally. So I think Wave's just gonna kind of sit there, lay in his bed, and ponder a little bit uh, about what he's gonna do with Ezra slash Alexander slash Esmeralda, the Mage Splinter. Um, it's thinking about what who he can put to use with this uh, Mage Splinter. He's kind of mulling between his heads, like, I think Izukan might be suited for this weapon. And if they can bond, maybe I can have Izukan kind of relay what he learns from it. Uh, I would need to get clearance from the headmaster to give it to someone, though. And just kind of like mulling that kind of thought process over.
Yeah. As you kind of mull that over, you kind of sit there in your bed. Just lots happened. You reach your limit where your eyes start to kind of close. You lie down and eventually find sleep. Wave, in that sleep, you see, looks to be you find yourself standing in this void. Which then slowly transforms into like an old tower, sitting gracefully above the mountains, looking over a lot of the world. You look out in the distance and you can see mountains. To your left and right, you see ocean. And out in front of you, you can see a cloaked figure. You watch as purplish, bluish magic kind of emanates out from around them. A spell is being cast. And you watch as what looks to be this large kind of uh, dark circle appear in the sky, and you can see what looks to be cracking of the world as a giant dark portal is opened.
Wave will like call out to this attempt to like yell out to this person. Um,
You
in any
cry
kind of
out,
way
and
he can.
yeah, you cry out, and there's just nothing. And you watch and you see as this is happening, you can feel everything around you. You don't feel yourself being affected, but everything around you starts ripping towards that dark portal as things are being sucked into it.
and you see out in the horizon on the mountains like this bright flash of bright yellow light, yellowish white light that streaks across the sky. And then there's an explosion. And everything fades. Wave, you wake up covered in sweat. But also, new information has just filled your mind. And you quickly scramble, writing it all down as quick as you can, as some secret was just unlocked to you in a dream. And that's where we're going to end today's session. So, Wave, since you're not going to be here next week, you can level up to level 4. And everyone else will do so after next session.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Josh, I
What?
truly appreciate you having a spear. A, because you're not even proficient in it. And then you saying, hey, Wave going, who do I think this spear is best suited for? Ah, yes, the one person who doesn't use weapons.
Yeah.
Wade knows like nothing about
Izukan, other than he's big.
Izukan. Yeah, he's a big guy, and his thought was like, well, this thing passively dispels magic. I don't have it. That was a bit in the arcane. Maybe it shouldn't be on someone like that. And it was like, hey, Izukan doesn't have a weapon. Maybe he needs one.
It's funny.
And being able to crit and like negate spells could be useful. And Izukan was getting paralyzed by spells.
Yeah. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next week. This is going to be the last week for a while that we're going to do a weekly session, and then we're going to switch to alternating weeks. So yeah, that'll be on the... Oh, geez, I should know what day of the week this is. I believe the 3rd?
Yeah.
Saturday the 3rd.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, Saturday the 3rd, 10:30 a.m. EST. We'll be live next, and then the next time we will be streaming will be the 17th. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Have a good one.